We are talking about the top 10 iconic Hollywood voices. And here's the reason we're doing this. So we lost a legend last week, or in the last week, James Earl Jones. And he's been in numerous fantastic roles and has one of the greatest voices ever. And we thought about what list we could do to commemorate him. We first thought we would rank his characters, but we ran into a little bit of a problem with the number of options because he isn't a guy that has done a bunch of different characters. He just has 6 to 8 that he did very well. And, I kind of joked with you guys. The other ones, he's got about 40 narrators and 40 voice of God roles, that kind of thing.
Yep.
But we are doing the top 10 iconic Hollywood voices. Let's get it rolling, guys.
Hold on, because I always do this to you.
Of course.
Before you start, the criteria for our audience. Close your eyes, hear the voice, know who it is or what character it is. That's how we define the iconic voices of Hollywood.
And knowing the list, I think these fit that, but maybe in different ways. Why don't we start with number 10, Matthew McConaughey?
All right. Who the hell put McConaughey on the list anyway? I don't think I voted for him. I don't know that I did or not.
I don't know if I did or not, honestly. I've got to start taking a screenshot when I vote so I remember.
I remember the football ones. Bam, bam, bam. But ask me not these.
Well, Andrew, do just what you said. Close your eyes. Say that again. Say all right. And
all right.
Instantly think of him.
If you're mad about this one, I know you're not mad, but if you don't agree with this one, you just wait for a few and you'll really be shaken up.
Best creepy line ever. That's what I love about them high school girls. I keep getting older and they stay the same age. Your ass is going to jail one of these days. That's what they told him.
But he's had some big roles. I mean,
was gonna say, True Detective, he was in, right? He was great in that.
The John Grisham book, A Time to Kill, he was the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
And We Are Marshall, so he did football.
Yep.
Even though he's a huge Texas fan, he did We Are Marshall.
Oh, my God. He's going nuts. We'll get into that in the second hour.
Yeah.
We do see him on, I have seen him on Game Day. I mean, he's been
Oh, yeah. Times, so. No, you will. Wolf of Wall Street. There's one for you. Ooh, him across from DiCaprio for Pete's sake.
We watched a movie a couple of weeks ago. I can't think of the name of it. It was like where he was like a pilot or whatever, and it's in the future, and they didn't believe in NASA anymore and all that stuff. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. It's one word that starts with an I. Anyway, bonus points for anybody that can tell me what that is.
But McConaughey, I mean, honestly, like you say, if you close your eyes, you hear his voice at all. It doesn't have to be the stoner from Dazed and Confused, but you hear the voice at all. You know exactly who it is. Exactly who it is.
I like it.
Oh, even some of those moments in We Are Marshall where he's explaining, like, we're going to run the veer, and that kind of thing.
We call it the option, but it's the same play.
Oh, Lord. Too funny.
All right, let's go to number 9, Jack Nicholson.
Of course.
I mean, again,
Nathan
so many different things you can think about with him.
And he's gearing up right here in this picture that I chose to say, you can't handle the truth. He's not quite there yet, but he's getting ready.
He ordered the code red, damn it. But yeah, Nathan R. Jessup. And this one, the Joker.
I mean, for me,
the author in The Shining.
Yeah, that's where I was going. He had me terrified.
Anger management as the therapist.
Oh, that's a good one. That's great.
As good as it gets, I thought.
As good as it gets with Helen Hunt. My grandmother loved that movie. And he was dirty as hell in that movie.
Yes.
Oh, it was awful. But, when you think of Nicholson and you hear him start talking like this, it's a very distinct cadence with the way that he talks. And, he eats breakfast 300 yards away from 4,000 Cubans that are trained to kill me. So, no Navy officer in his faggoty white uniform is going to come tell me how to run my unit. Shit is hilarious. But Nicholson, he's been around for whatever,
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
and when he did the Joker, he did the original Joker in the Batman, the '89 Batman with Michael
60
Keaton.
years. It's got to be over 60 years now.
Do you
Um,
remember the song from Batman by, I think it was a remix by like Prince, maybe?
Not
And they
sure.
Prince
sampled
song?
pieces of his voice in the song.
No. I
Oh,
gotta look that up.
I am gonna
A
find
Prince
it.
song with Jack Nicholson
I'm gonna
about
find
Batman.
it and I'm gonna send it to you.
Now
Right.
I have homework.
We're gonna
'Cause that's
start the next
fantastic.
week's show with that, I think.
Prince
Sounds
and
good.
Michael Jackson. Jack Nicholson. I am down for Prince and
You're
Jack
gonna make
Nicholson.
me find it now.
Terry, number 9 was great. Number 10 was great. But who's number 8 that slid in there above them both?
Number 8 is Liam Neeson, and I've got this moment in cinematic history where he's on the phone talking about what he's going to do when he finds these people with his daughter.
I will find you. I have a very specific set of skills. Taken, turn to Taken 2, turn to Taken 3. I think we're on Taken 31 at this point. It's like the
It's
Michael
like
Myers.
Home Alone. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a suspense version of Home Alone. Like, how does this keep happening?
Yeah, exactly. And how do you guys let it keep happening? That's what I want.
But the best
Um,
part about him is like he does a ton of cameos in movies just with like that line, just like to make it. And if you didn't know, if you were just listening to the movie, you'd be like, "It's Liam Neeson." No question.
Yeah, so he was in Batman Begins as the villain who was the trainer who trained them how to fight, and I forget his name. He was obviously
Ra's al
in
Ghul.
Raj al Ghul. He was in Star Wars, in the Taken movies. So I'm pretty sure
Oh,
Liam Neeson
cool.
was in the first Star Wars, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Liam Neeson?
Phantom
I could
Menace,
be wrong.
yeah.
Could be wrong about that.
When you say first Star Wars,
I mean the prequel, number 1.
okay,
Episode 1. Yeah, the prequel, episode 1. But I'm pretty sure he's the one who plays the trainer to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Adam O'Neill, a great Irishman. Speaking of Irishmen that we love, Adam's here, boy and girl. What do we think?
I love it. Liam Neeson, spot on, absolutely.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. He's really, really good. Yeah, he was in Star Wars Episode 1 as Gui Khan, I think is how you would say it. But anyway, he was Obi-Wan's trainer. I knew that I wasn't hallucinating completely tonight. What's number 6, Terry?
or number 7,
7.
and we're going to swing a little bit here.
Whatever.
Fran Drescher.
Oh, my God.
I mean, you're not gonna get any argument from me. She's fucking.
She reminds me so much of what's her name from My Cousin Vinny. All you showed him, Marissa Tomei. All you showed him, you so suave you are. It's called disclosure, you fucking dickhead. If they don't give you the evidence, then it'll be a mistrial.
Well, I'll just admit this because I was either in high school or college when this was out. And you know that graph of crazy versus hot that you see?
Are you using a Venn diagram?
No, this is just a graph.
It's a flat out crazy versus.
That still goes with annoying voice. So annoying voice versus hot. And I think the hot kind of won out here when I was that age, at least, because she was
hot.
Yeah, dressing nice on the show and everything. So I appreciated that.
I liked her.
So I turned off the sound.
She had the big hair. The big hair did it for me. I was such a fan.
Well, and this is a typical 90s sitcom, and she was just so outlandish compared to the rest of the people in the show, and it works. It works. It's fine. I never watched The Nanny. It was never one that I watched.
She'd make you feel like you were at home.
I like the intro song to that show, too. I know that's not what we're talking about, but it was
that's what I remember her from, honestly, was The Nanny. Is there anything?
Well, I mean, she hasn't done much of anything else. It's just pretty much that. That's all I know her from. She may have done a movie or two, but nothing big.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hit up number 6, and that is Robin Williams, and I've got him saying, "Good morning, Vietnam."
And I was saying earlier,
I didn't say it right. I wasn't gonna, because my mic will mute if I say things too loud. I've
That's
learned that. So
I wish mine would. This dog is driving me crazy. He's about to get it when we have our break.
oh, Cyrus removed my little
Oh
wind
no.
thing off of here. So sorry if you hear my breathing.
No, it's fine.
I utilize one of Robin Williams' lines all the time, and I said it to you guys earlier. I always go, hello, a la Mrs. Doubtfire. So
Mrs. Doubtfire, the genie from Aladdin, 1 through 3. Mork and Mindy. He had a very distinct voice. Excuse me, just
oh, one of the
Oh, and
dogs
then
is
what's
dead.
that movie?
He did Patch Adams.
Oh, that was good. I
That
remember.
was good.
Oh,
Sad, but good.
that was at a girl's house too.
Oh,
But also,
he did Jack, where he was the kid that grew up 4 times faster than everybody.
yeah.
Remember that one? That was
was a
dumb.
good one.
what about the
Uh,
one where he was the professor? It was less comedy and more serious.
Dead
Oh,
Poet
Goodwill
Society.
Hunting. Goodwill
Yeah,
Hunting.
Dead Poet. And then I guess I thought of both of those, honestly. I was talking about Dead Poet Society,
Oh.
but I guess that's true for Goodwill Hunting also.
That's
They
really
have
a
a lot
good
of range.
point.
Yeah.
I will sound my barbaric yalt from the rooftops of the world, as he
God,
quoted
that-
Walt Whitman.
Well, I
That
love Walt
movie was so
Whitman
good.
too, because I've talked about the baseball documentary from Ken Burns. The whole thing starts out with a Walt Whitman quote from when he was writing for the newspaper, I think in Philadelphia
Oh wow.
in the 1800s or something. And the whole documentary starts with that. It is fantastic.
Yeah,
Fabulous.
Robin Williams, like you guys said, the range, because Goodwill Hunting is not a comedy.
No.
But and even Good Morning Vietnam, yes, he's Adrian Cronauer, the disc jockey or whatever, is supposed to bring up morale. That's the whole point of the show. But you have the Viet Cong and you have the North Vietnamese Army and all of that sort of thing, and you have the politics, what can be said and what can't be said on the radio. So you see the censorship. Then he did Aladdin, and like you said, he did Mrs. Doubtfire, which was completely different than all of those.
Yeah.
But again, close your eyes, you can hear his voice, and it's so distinctive in all of those characters. Plus, Terry, as we made fun of Jack Nicholson a minute ago, Robin Williams had the ability, as he says in Mrs. Doubtfire, to do voices, but he could actually do different impersonations of different people, from Ronald Reagan, Jack Nicholson. I mean, and you just start going down the line.
Number 5, Christopher Walken. Talk about closing your eyes and recognizing a voice.
Yo, babies, I need more cowbell.
And I didn't really know which character to go after with him.
You should have done the cowbell one.
You should have done the cowbell. Oh, babies, I gotta have more cowbell.
I can't.
Or the one out of Pulp Fiction. So your dad,
That's the one I was thinking of.
he loved you
mostly.
so much that he hid this gold watch in his ass.
But I really enjoyed his character on Saturday Night Live. I don't know if he had a name or if they ever named him.
Oh,
but
the
one
Continental,
where,
or at the
oh yeah,
was
where he
it-
wouldn't let the girl leave his apartment or whatever.
Was that it? I think that was it, right?
I think
At the
so.
Continental, yeah.
Oh, that was so good.
Oh, that was so good. I agree. Yeah, he is. Gosh, he's.
And
one
then he
of
was
the
in
guys,
Joe Dirt.
Oh,
That was a movie I never liked, but that's okay.
no,
I just didn't like it.
I love it.
All right.
But yeah, Walkin. Yeah, babies, we gotta have more cowbell. I got a fever. The only prescription,
It's
more
not
cowbell. And fucking Will Ferrell with the damn cowbell.
Oh God, okay. All right. Ooh, breathe.
Okay. Number
Top
4.
4 answers are on the board, Terry.
Number 4, Sean Connery.
Oh, the
course.
hottest James Bond that ever was.
Gotta be.
Yeah. Talking about
Great
pussy
basis.
galore.
Woo.
And
And
The Highlander. The
Uh,
movie with him and
the
Catherine
Rock?
Zeta-Jones where they steal
Oh,
shit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
That's good. I don't remember the name of it.
Great
That's very
movie.
good.
It was
I'm
so
gonna
good I
have to
can't
Google
remember the
that.
title, but it was a good
Sean
one.
Connery
it
and
was.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. And somebody in the chat might know, but
Oh,
Yeah.
God. I love everything he did. The Rock
Entrapment.
was without a doubt my favorite.
Entrapment. That's right.
Entrapment.
They're
Yeah.
both thieves. Yeah. They were fantastic in that movie.
I mean, just hearing
She
Sean
was
Connery
extra
say
fantastic.
"Welcome to the Rock," do you not like? You can hear that in
Oh
your
yeah,
head, right?
Oh man.
yeah. Where he does the whole gimmick where he does under the boilers or whatever. He's rolling, and then he comes and yeah, that's great. Um, no, Connery's hard to miss. That one. I don't know that you get too much more iconic than that.
Well,
Oh,
let's
you're
see.
about to.
Oh boy.
We got three ahead of him that are
Okay.
yeah. Let's go ahead and get it. Number three,
That,
motherfucking Samuel L. Jackson.
there you go. The
He will be the
narrator.
man if there ever is a live audiobook that will narrate my life. Because I can't do Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones or any of the rest of the people that have played God in movies and stuff. I need Samuel L. Jackson. And of course, Terry picks my favorite role from Samuel L. Jackson, where he's Jules in Pulp Fiction. Um, and he's having a tasty burger, Terry. Would you mind if I had a drink of your beverage?
Are you
You know what
having
they
a
call
royale with
quarter pounder and
cheese?
cheese?
It's a royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
See, and for me, my favorite of his is Nick Fury. I love him as Nick Fury. I love
Yeah.
the attitude, the sass. I think he's awesome in that role.
I
I'm
was at
pretty
the
sure
gym.
he's also the guy that was trying to rob McDowell's in Coming to America.
Yes, he was. They've got the golden arches. McDowell
We
had
got
the
the golden arcs. And we
arcs.
don't have we got blah blah blah, but we don't have a sesame seed bud.
But yeah, Samuel L. Jackson has been great,
Absolutely.
and he's had he like so many of these others a ton of movies. Jurassic Park, as an example, he was in Jurassic Park. Snakes on a Plane, for Pete's
Oh,
sake. Um, Basic. If anybody has never seen the movie Basic with him and Travolta, and a couple of others, you talk about a mind fuck. Basic is really really good, and you'll have to watch it twice. And I'm not going to spoil why,
oh,
but that's the whole point of Basic is you have to watch it twice because the second time through you realize all you missed. But Pulp Fiction, of course, teamed with Tarantino here, and that movie couldn't miss with the level of talent. Speaking of voices, I know he didn't make the list. Ving Rhames in that movie, Pulp Fiction, as Marcellus Wallace. He didn't make the list, but think about Bruce Willis's voice. Somebody that you know.
mhm.
Anyway, very interesting. Terry, I know who numbers 2 and 1 are, unless
So do
all
I.
of our audience is delusional.
I think
Uh,
they've been mentioned tonight.
so would you
Mhm.
show me Morgan Freeman for the win?
Number two, Morgan Freeman. So he's
Like,
played God
Oh, he's great
and
in the Shawshank Redemption here.
in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
What
I
else we got?
mean,
Y'all are expecting me to just list everything out?
no, he was in Bruce Almighty, right? Where he was God.
Yes, he was
Yes.
God in Bruce Almighty. Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie, but you guys know I love anything Steve Carell does. But
Yeah.
uh, wasn't he in a baseball movie?
Was he in
I
a
want to say
baseball
he
movie? He was in
was.
Driving Miss Daisy. We don't need to forget
Oh,
about that.
Yeah,
no,
he
we
was in
just
Driving Miss Daisy. Sorry, ignore that. Do not attempt to travel unless you're under an evacuation order. Flash flood. Thank you so
Andrew.
much, Aline. Um, but yeah, here he's great in Shawshank Redemption, and this one really didn't quote put him on the map, but the story, obviously it's a Stephen King book, from the what is it, Four Seasons?
Four Seasons.
I think it was the Four Seasons where there's four books. One of them's At Pupil, the other one Shawshank Redemption, and then I forget the other two.
Isn't Stand by Me one of them?
Might be.
But
Don't
it's
get me
called
lying
something
on.
else.
Yeah, don't get me lying live here on the air on TNA Top 10. But yeah, he played a judge, or he played a former advocate. Ashley Judge. Was it Double Jeopardy that he was in?
That
Maybe.
movie was fantastic.
He was a drunk, remember? And he went and got drunk as the way that he got the information from the guy. And she's like, well, you need to go to bed. Quit drinking. She says, listen, I gave up X amount of sobriety. We might have one more drink. So he started pouring the booze. But yeah, Morgan Freeman,
Did he
fantastic.
play Alex Cross in all
He
those
does.
movies? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he does in That's the James Patterson series
Right.
that I've been reading since 1997.
Same.
But Along Came a Spider, Kiss the Girls.
Yep.
Those are all Alex Cross movies that he
Very
brought to
good.
life. Even though in the books, as you know, Allison, it was Denzel, not Morgan Freeman, that supposedly Alex Cross looked like.
Yes,
But
Denzel. That's right.
Denzel Washington.
Wow.
But Terry, did we miss any of his important filmography?
So I'm looking through it, and he's got several things. I don't necessarily know how important of a role that he played in this. He's got a lot of stuff. Like he's got Julius Caesar, but he didn't play a prominent role. Of course, Driving Miss Daisy's listed. Glory from
Yep.
'89,
Yeah.
Yep.
Civil War movie. Um, Bonfire of the Vanities, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves,
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah, I forgot that
Unforgiven.
one.
Unforgiven. Yeah.
Oh, Unforgiven, he was really good. See, that's the problem is you start thinking, that's just like McConaughey. He was in the Dallas Friars Club or whatever, and he
Right.
lost all that weight to be the guy that, because it was about
Oh.
gay men who had AIDS, and he lost. You start naming the movies they're in, and you forget
Yeah.
because, like you just said, you just rattled off 5 or 6 of them that
Right.
I hadn't thought about, but certainly knew Morgan Freeman was in, you know?
Well, I think
Well, I
we know
tried
who
to
number
prepare
one
myself
is.
for this next one,
Yeah. No crying.
especially considering we lost him. Number one, obviously, is James Earl
Ah.
Jones, and this guy's been in so many things. Darth Vader's voice, Field of Dreams. Here, this is a picture I chose.
People will come, Ray.
Yeah,
People will come and they will talk about baseball. He has that whole monologue at the end of the movie. It's fantastic.
Coming to America. We mentioned
Oh
it
God,
earlier,
he's
but
the
he
dad.
had a huge
He's the
role
king.
here.
Yeah, he's the king.
He was
He's
so good in
Mufasa.
that.
He is Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Come on. That is like, to
Exactly.
me, my heart breaks when I think about that. Oh.
But see, like I said, we tried to come up with a good list. We went to IMDb to see what all roles he had played. He didn't have quite as many as we would hope for to actually do a favorite roles list, which would have been great, but we would have given you like 12 choices for a top 10,
Yeah,
And I
I
don't
think
think
this
that
worked out
works.
just fine. I like that there were no duds on this list.
No, not at all.
No, and I wouldn't even argue with the order because
No.
James Earl Jones won. I mean, that one,
Right.
when you talk about Darth Vader, you talk about Mufasa, you think about the box office those movies alone made, and then you start talking about like this is he's the author, and he's dead, but he doesn't realize it. That's the best part here. Better call my
Oh,
dad.
we didn't even mention Sandlot.
Yeah, The Sandlot. Squints, I'd have got it for you. You know, I stand corrected. You're dead where you stand. And then Squints gets beat up. Yeah, they all beat Squints up because he was talking about how the Beast was going to eat them all. And yeah, that's Roscoe's favorite movie is The Sandlot
Oh.
because
All
of
right.
the Beast,
Beast?
Hercules.
All right.
Hercules, yeah. He thinks he's the Beast. Run him down, Terry. It's that
I'm going to
time.
run it down. Top 10 iconic Hollywood voices. Thanks for everybody that voted, as always. Number 10, Matthew McConaughey. Number 9, Jack Nicholson. Number 8, Liam Neeson. Number 7, Fran Drescher. Number 6, Robin Williams. Number 5, Christopher Walken. Number 4, Sean Connery. Number 3, Samuel L. Jackson. Number 2, Morgan Freeman. And number 1, James Earl Jones. And that's very fitting considering we lost him in the last week and the greatness and the legend that he is.